An update.
Craig Setzer in CBS 4 Weather Control with the 2 o'clock update on the position. We'll get a new track at 5, but we don't expect any changes here with the track with respect to South Florida at all. For us, what unfolds over the next 24 to 36 hours is basically baked in the cake. It is not going to change. There's going to be no surprises, no sudden it jumped to the west. No sudden it jumped to the southwest toward us. None of those. Any changes for the next 24 hours would be very, very gradual and manageable. So in other words, I know everybody's still, let me just show you, because we have literally a major intense hurricane sitting just offshore, and because, as we were talking about it earlier in the week, there was lots of uncertainty. That uncertainty, as far as we're concerned, is very, very small. Now, for the folks up the coast up here, their uncertainty is very, very high, because as the storm starts to move to the northwest, a little shift would bring the core of the storm to the coast, and horrific storm surge flooding and even possibly catastrophic wind damage there. So that's where we stand down here. There's lots of folks doing news conferences and things like that, and on social media and everywhere, talking about Florida. They're talking mostly about the threat being from Palm Beach County north to Jacksonville and then on up the southeast coast of the U.S. They are not talking about down. Sorry, I ran in and the wind was blowing, of course, and the rain's falling. They are not talking about South Florida when they say Florida. They are talking about north of us. We are feeling much better about where the core of the storm is going. It is not coming to South Florida. I know we were saying that yesterday, but we're even saying it more emphatically today. The core of the storm, the horrific pictures we're seeing on social media and other media in the Bahamas, is not going to happen in Miami-Dade or Broward. And my heart breaks for the folks in the Bahamas, because it is truly horrific there and hellish. It is the worst nightmare and the worst case scenario anybody could imagine. So let's talk about the storm. Here's our 2 o'clock advisory. Winds 150 miles an hour. This was talked about yesterday, that this number here, the intensity, is slowly going to go down. Does that make the situation for folks in the Bahamas better? Absolutely not. Does that make the situation for the folks who could be impacted by the storm in the east coast of Florida north of us? No, not at all. This intensity drop is expected, but it is still a catastrophic hurricane with extreme damage in the core there. The location 105 miles east of West Palm Beach, and it is basically stationary right now, or maybe drifting to the west-northwest at 1 mile an hour. You could literally walk faster than the storm is moving right now. Category 4, once again, 105 miles east of West Palm Beach. I added on here, this is the tropical storm force winds. They extend out 140 miles to the north, to the east, and to the southeast of the center. So this is the bigger side of the storm here. It extends out farther to the east. This is the smaller side of the storm here. Extends out about 90 miles to the southwest. So as the storm starts to go to the north here, that is going to be skirting us, but this is going to be a very slow process. So what we've got now is going to unfold very slowly. The weather will gradually get worse this afternoon. More frequent gusty squalls. Palm fronds are coming down. I'm driving here from Broward. There were 3 single vehicle accidents I saw where people lost control on the road. No other cars were involved. They were probably just going too fast, or the wind came up, or a palm frond blew across the road. So if you're out and about, please, please slow down, because these squalls are moving quickly. I'll show you those in a second. So let's talk about the track, because remember, the cone only tracks where the center is expected to go. And even if the center moved in a due west direction, it is not going to get noticeably worse here in South Florida. Up north, it would get a little more bad, but it's going to move in this general direction. That's 8 a.m. tomorrow. So over the next, what are we saying here, about 18 hours, that is very, very little motion there to the northwest. So our weather doesn't get a little bit worse, not a whole lot worse. There is the possibility, as the storm's intensity comes down, that wind field expands a little bit, and then it would be a little bit windier. But remember yesterday, the days are all blurring together, right? Yesterday we were talking about in the morning that especially North and East Broward should put the shutters up. And that was my recommendation. And that was because of possibly a little bit of an expansion of the wind field. So we're feeling good. Nobody should touch their shutters now. No new shutters going up, but nobody taking shutters down as we go, okay? Here's the future track then going beyond that, and it's a big issue for them. There's the radar, and literally that is a 1-hour loop. It has not budged at all. So the people who live in Freeport, which has about 55,000 people, and the people on the eastern strand of Grand Bahama are in a nightmare because it is just not stopping for them. The people in the eye here, inside the eye, the winds are calmer, but there's storm surge still occurring around here. So it's a nightmare for them. So it's not a good situation for them at all. Let me show you our local radar, because this is what we're tracking now. Heavier squalls. Some of these squalls are showing what we call rotation, which means there's a possibility of weak tornadoes. Let me tell you the thing about the weak tornadoes. Some of the storm wind gusts may be as strong as some of the weak tornadoes. You may hear us this afternoon issuing tornado warnings. That happens. The thing to do is to go to the interior room on the lowest level of your house, away from windows until the storms pass, if you're in the area of the threat. We're not going to freak out about the tornado warnings, because compared to this over here, the tornado warnings and the areas impacted are going to be very, very small. So if we cut it for a tornado warning, calmly go to the center of your house if you're in the warned area. Keep the TV on. Maybe if it's in the next room, turn it up a little bit, and it'll be just a few minutes until that storm passes. One more time, let's take a look at what's going on now, and I'll just zoom in by hand here on the radar, and you can see right there, very fast moving, heavy squall moving now through Broward and entering into Miami-Dade. Let's zoom out to give you a little perspective on the storm. And there you can see it up to the northeast. The Keys just getting a few showers. But as you can tell, as you go from, say, Key West toward the storm, the weather gets worse the closer you get to it. That's why Palm Beach will feel the worst effects today, tonight, tomorrow. Broward, next to worst effects today, tonight, tomorrow. Miami-Dade, a little bit lower, and so on and so on and so on. So once again, we are not going to get a direct hit. It is not coming here. We are going to get these windy squalls. They're going to be a little bit scary because of knowing that's out there, but that is not coming here. The windy squalls are throughout the afternoon, throughout tonight, and throughout tomorrow. And of course, if anything changes, anything at all, we'll cut in right away and let you know, okay? No surprises here, okay? So stay tuned to CBS 4, and we'll keep you up to date.